Konnichiwa, Minisan.
Hello, and welcome to Famicast 262. This is your Famicast for the early part of February 2023. I'm your host, Danny Bivens. I'm going to remember to say my name this time. I just forgot last time for some reason. But I'm also joined by Mr. Cat Drugs himself, Ty Sugar.
You said February 2023?
Did I say that?
Exactly.
God.
Yes, we live in the future now, 2024.
God,
It's
2024.
an election year in my life.
Oh boy. Looking forward to that. Not really.
Right.
Ty, what's going on, man?
Just playing some video games.
Yeah. Same here. Not as much as I'd like, but got a couple of cool ones to talk about. I know Ty has a little bit, more cool stuff to talk about than me, I think. Handful of news here today. We want to get to some feedback from you guys as well. There's been some interesting comments that we haven't been doing too much of because we've been running a little bit long recently and stuff like that. But I want to kind of get to that stuff for you guys. But yeah, how about the anime trash man? What are we looking like with that?
We only got one box today.
Okay, I hope it's saucy.
Long. Yeah, I don't remember what's in it, but okay. I think it's cool.
Okay, cool. All right, man. Well, let's just go ahead and kick things off with some new business.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and kick things off today.
All right.
Yeah, so there is a Nintendo published game that's coming out next week, I believe on February 16th, I think is the release date. And this is Mario versus Donkey Kong. So I don't remember if we mentioned this on the last episode or if the news just dropped like after we finished, but yeah, there's actually a demo for this, so I went ahead and tried that out. But before we get into that, like Ty, this game originally was a Game Boy Advance game. Did you try this one out at all?
I did, and I tried out the GBA one. I didn't like it.
Okay.
Because that of course is also a spiritual successor to Donkey Kong 94.
Yes.
Yeah, if I have the year right. And that game slaps. That game is a masterpiece. It is so fucking good.
Yeah. I mean, we were kind of chatting about this in our Discord, but also too, if you're out there and you want to join our Discord, you can. But yeah, we're kind of chatting about that. Like I played that for the first time on the 3DS Virtual Console. Donkey Kong 94. That was awesome. I got to a point where like I kind of got stuck because I'm a baby at puzzle games and stuff like that. But yeah, what a really fantastic game. Because I think, dude, when I started it up, I really didn't know what it was. So I was really pleasantly surprised. I was just buying shit off of the eShop at the time, and there we go. So
yeah, that game is kind of amazing how it like it kind of lulls you into this I'm not sure what to say. It kind of pushes some low expectations on you, and then it just explodes them. Like, you start, it's like you do the original levels of Donkey Kong, and Mario kind of moves and stuff the same way, but then like you get more and more levels, and it turns out Mario has way more moves than you thought.
Yeah.
And they're not locked or anything, like you have them from the start. So if you're already like cracked at the game, you can beat the first level in like 3 seconds. It's like yeah, kind of like some of the stuff that like that like even came back in like Mario 64, like running forward and doing like a back plus jump does like a big backflip, that sort of stuff. And I think he has like kind of like the little triple handstand jump or something.
Okay,
something like that. Yeah, he has cool shit in that game, and it's really fucking fun to play.
Well, I guess just kind of bringing it back to Mario versus Donkey Kong on the Switch. I'm gonna if you're watching the video version, I'm gonna throw up some footage. Otherwise, you can see a nice image on your enhanced version on your smartphone. But yeah, I mean, this demo dropped whenever it was last week or whatever, and it's free. There are a total of 4 stages that you can play. You can play either in like baby mode, casual mode, or you can play classic mode where you have more opportunities to die, and stuff like
Chad
that.
mode.
Yeah, and it's not that hard. But yeah, just throwing up some footage right now, and just kind of go through here just a little bit. But yeah, there are 4 stages in the demo. I think visually speaking, it looks fantastic. I like the little opening intro they have here too that we're kind of checking out. Donkey Kong is just watching TV, flipping through. Oh, there's some bananas. Oh shit, there's some mini Mario toys. Oh, it's like kind of like this back and forth type of thing. Very silly, very Nintendo. You don't need dialogue to know what's going on here. It's cute, kind of fun. And then yeah, I mean Donkey Kong is a consumer whore. He has to go out and buy this stuff,
right? He needs his fucking amiibos.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what it is, really. And I think some of us can all relate to this. I'm sure. I know I can. But yeah, I mean, after this cutscene, you get kind of thrown into the game with what you do and all that stuff. And I can't speak to the Game Boy Advance version of the game because I never played that back in the day, so I don't know how complicated or uncomplicated the controls are with that. But here things are super simple. Basically, you can obviously move around Mario with the joystick, and you can jump, and you can like pick up stuff. So like that's it. And essentially you kind of just try to go through the stages, trying to get these little present boxes that are around, and then trying to get keys to unlock doors. There's occasionally little mini Marios that you got to rescue, stuff like that. So pretty straightforward. It's not really too hard to wrap your head around, especially these really early levels and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I think overall it feels fine. A little bit underwhelming, I think, because like I said, it's just, you can just jump. It's a little bit limited, but not bad, but not bad. So,
oh, he doesn't have like the running backflip or anything like that?
No, not at least not that I've seen. So, I mean, you could take out enemies by jumping on them and picking them up and throwing them. You could also throw other things into them, like garbage cans and stuff like that. So pretty basic stuff here. And like I said, there's only 4 stages here, so it's really a very, very bite-sized part of this game. You get 3 stages that are essentially like regular stages, and then you get one, or basically a boss type of stage. And there are 2 boss stages. There's like one where you're kind of fighting Donkey Kong, and there's another where you're kind of controlling little mini Marios, trying to get them through the stage to collect the word toy, and then get them back in their treasure box. And the idea there is you just want to like lose as few of them as you possibly can. I'll kind of fast forward.
Oh no, he's got some moves. He's got the
okay. Yeah, I mean he does have moves, but they're really, it just kind of depends on the environment and what's around. Like we're just watching right now, you can jump on like bars and you can do like little flips and stuff like that. But that's just, you just jump on it and then just press like up or down and you spin, and then you get some momentum and you could move. But yeah, a lot of it is a puzzle game, so you're trying just to kind of figure out how to get little collectibles and get the keys and stuff like that. So it's all a matter of just that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I played through this again like this evening right before we started the show, and this demo can be done even if you're going like at a very leisurely pace, which I was when I was recording the footage. It took about 15 minutes, and then like today I knew exactly what to do on all of these puzzles, so it took like 7.
Right.
But yeah, so not like balls to the wall challenging or anything like that, but it does seem like it does get quite a bit more difficult when you get to the actual game, as opposed to just like the stuff in this demo. But
really?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and fast forward just a little bit to see if I can get to the boss stuff, so you can kind of see that, because it is a little bit different, like with what you're doing, unless I just didn't include that. Cool, I did not. Awesome. But I thought that was a little bit more interesting than just like getting this key and trying to go to like a locked door. You know, there are a lot of switches too that are changing the color of blocks, so you can go some places you can't go some places, stuff like that. So yeah. I mean, Ty, just like off the cuff, like what does this look like or sound like to you, man? Just
It depends. Like, okay,
Mhm.
so I'm a big fan of Donkey Kong 94, and then when I played the Mario versus Donkey Kong on, what was it, DS?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was like immediately and completely disappointed by it
Okay.
because it felt like they simplified the game, they made it way easier,
Hmm.
and I felt that like Nintendo had been doing it with a lot of their games at around that time, and I was just like immediately disgusted. Like, I'm not gonna
Sure.
buy this.
Sure. Yeah, I mean this does feel simple, and like I said too, there is a multiplayer aspect to this as well. Even in the demo, you can play with 2 players, which I mean that could be fun. One thing to remember too, this is not like a full retail price game, but it is still like $50, like in the U.S., like 5,500 yen here. So it is a kind of like a quote unquote discount game, especially when it's like a first party Nintendo type of a game. But yeah, another
Yeah,
thing that I
yeah,
found kind of annoying when you get the hammer, like like it's in the original Donkey Kong, you can't jump, which is a little annoying. I wish that they would have made that
a
possible, but they did
little
not.
more Smash Brothers flavored.
Yeah, but oh well. Just to catch up with the chat here for a second, Russ popped in. He said, hey, have fun. Can't stay very long. Jefferson, he's in the chat here too. He said, hey guys, good thing about the earthquake down in Ishikawa. Now I can watch you guys' lives. I'm enjoying my forced vacation. Like, I mean, that's awesome, but
Yeah,
not
gotta look on the
awesome.
bright side there.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome aboard, Jefferson. Thanks for leaving a comment, man. And Lemonade's on here too. He said, this is one Mario game that doesn't interest me. And I can understand that. So yeah, I mean, when the demo dropped and it was free, I was like, I gotta at least try this out and see what this whole thing's about. And I don't know. I think the demo is just so short. It's really hard to get a grasp what is going to be on offer. I mean, yeah, you can watch trailers and stuff like that, and there's a lot more crazy stuff going on in the trailers. Like sometimes like fans that'll blow Mario like across like spike pits or lasers that you have to avoid to get to the keys. You have to make sure your little Mario guys are safe when you're trying to march them around and stuff like that. So there seems like there is a lot of stuff that can be done, but you don't really get to see any of that stuff outside of just the very, very basics, which I think is a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, like I think how much I would enjoy this game depends on like just how tough and spicy it gets later,
Yeah.
which I wouldn't have high expectations for.
Yeah. I think that's fair. But yeah, anyways, I didn't want to like go on too long about this because I mean, yeah, it's just a 15-minute demo and you guys out there can try it too. Yeah, we already know Lemonade what he thinks about this. So if you guys have any thoughts about what you've seen or if you've played the demo or anything like that, definitely be sure to let us know what you think. Interested in that.
It does really make me want to replay DK94.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, other than this, man, like I did download the demo for Prince of Persia, the newest one. I downloaded that on the Switch. Tried it out for a little bit. I just wasn't feeling it. I mean, side scrolling, it's fine, but yeah, I'm just not in the mood for that kind of a game right now. And I mean, mostly, I mean, to kind of, I'll just touch on this very briefly before we move on. But last episode, I mentioned that I was playing a lot of stuff on, Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, and stuff like that. Mainly just one game, that being Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've been playing that a lot on my phone with that Backbone controller, which has been pretty good. Sometimes the streaming stuff it looks kind of bad, like almost like sub 480p. Sometimes I swear, just kind of it's such like a rich, lush game that it just makes everything look kind of flat and messy, and it makes it kind of hard to play sometimes. But otherwise, like especially when I'm playing it on the big TV on my Xbox Series S, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. It's great. But yeah, I'm just been plugging through that and stuff. But yeah, I mean with Nintendo stuff, it just outside of these demos and even another code like we talked about a couple episodes back, I mean, it was interesting enough, and now even just kind of thinking about it more, it was a lot more interesting than Prince of Persia or Mario versus Donkey Kong. I'm kind of reconsidering maybe picking it up, but then thinking too, like, there's got to be a Nintendo Direct coming soon, so maybe I'll just wait, keep playing Game Pass until some Nintendo games come out that I want to play. But anyway, yeah, I think that's gonna do it for me, Ty. So I'll go ahead and pass things over to you.
Cool. Let's see. So, last episode, like Palworld had been out for like a few days. I think I like played it like twice,
Right.
and then right after, like I just went hard on it until like I got all the achievements. I beat all the towers.
Damn.
Yeah. And yeah, I have a lot of observations about the game and around the game.
Mhm.
So, you know, first of all, it's fun. It's fun to collect the Pokemans and build stuff, especially if you have bros to build with.
Sure.
Yeah. The game definitely early access vibes. Like there were huge sections of the world like where like the ground just wasn't real and you would like fall through and die.
Cool.
Yeah, and like I don't know if it's like because the areas weren't properly modeled or if it was like a level of detail bug where you know it would change shit on the fly and like you would just fall through.
Sure.
But like it wasn't just like little areas, but they're like huge swaths of land where like you could not walk.
Okay. Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully there's been like a couple patches since then. Hopefully they've got that stuff fixed.
Yeah.
They've been getting lots of money, and they've also been spending lots of money, like trying to keep their dedicated servers up.
Yeah, I read
And
about that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
What is it, like over $500,000 a month for keeping up their servers or something like that?
yeah, that's the number.
That's
Like,
insane. But I mean, didn't they say, or at least I read too, that isn't Microsoft kind of working with them, at least on maybe the Game Pass version, to like make it so they have stuff so it's up and running at like a high level and stuff like that or something?
I think so, something like that. I don't know the details,
Sure.
but yeah, I would love to come back to the game after they add some more achievements. I don't know if they will. We'll see. But like, you know, if I had some friends online that they're like, "Hey Ty, hop on and check out my funny base," like I would do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I think you mentioned this last time, but I read a similar article basically echoing what you said on the last episode. But the whole thing behind this game has been, oh, it's Pokemon with guns, but it's definitely a lot more than that. And this game is,
It's more
yeah,
like Conan Exiles with Pokemon.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it's easy to say that from the surface, but that's about the only thing that this game has in common with Pokemon. I mean, the gameplay is completely different. This is not an RPG in that sense. You're not friends with these things. You're basically their masters, and you're making them do stuff for you. So there's a really big difference there that I think needs to kind of be understood about this game.
Yeah, kind of a grim dose of reality there. Like, what if
Yeah.
Pokemon were real? We would fucking eat them.
I mean, well, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Snorlax for Thanksgiving. Let's go.
All right. So, there's something I want to comment on. Like, as I blaze through the game, getting to all the towers and stuff. Some of the towers are almost inaccessible on foot.
Okay.
And so apparently something you have to do is find the right Pokemans to affix the saddle to, and you can fly on the back of them.
Okay.
Like, I didn't know this at the time.
Hmm.
Like, I figured there's like an intended like path to climb up or somewhere to get to like the top of these mountains.
Sure.
And I've kind of concluded after the fact that not really.
Okay.
Okay, so in this game, you know, you can get a grappling hook, you can kind of move from thing to thing. You can climb up, and while you're climbing, your stamina drains, and if you run out of stamina, you let go and possibly fall to your death.
Sure.
So to me, this ended up being like the most fun part of the game.
Okay.
Was like trying to plot like like mountain climbing routes where like there would be enough like footholds where you could stand and rest before you go to the next thing.
Sure. Very opposite of Assassin's Creed, where you can climb endlessly.
Yeah, yeah. So it turned out to be like kind of a really fun, kind of puzzle strategy sort of thing.
Hmm.
And no, apparently you can just get the right Pokemon and just fly over all that shit.
So I mean, with these towers, what is the purpose of the towers? I guess.
They're basically like the 6 boss towers you need to clear to beat the game, I guess.
Okay. Okay.
Insofar as you can beat the game.
Right, like this
Right.
the story or whatever.
Right. And depending on your game settings, it's designed to be like a kind of like a boss raid,
Okay.
like you would see in an MMO where you have up to 4 players and you have to kill the boss within 10 minutes.
Okay.
And so what I did was I built a whole sweatshop assembly line to mass produce assault rifle ammo,
Hmm.
and then I shot them until they died. It was really effective.
I okay.
Yeah, as it turns out. Yeah. Yeah, I was playing on the Xbox version. As I understand it, it tends to be like a patch behind.
Right. Okay.
But so anyway, as I was climbing like up to the last 2 towers, both of which were like a pain in the ass, like I had no idea how to get them. Like, I felt like I was doing like borderline exploit shit to climb up to them.
Sure.
And what I've discovered is the information that I wanted to know, like you're supposed to get a fucking Pokemon and fly there. That information is now ungoogleable due to the nature of content mill game coverage.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you can't find anything nuanced at all. Like you go, how do I get to the towers? And you get like a million results like on Google or YouTube or whatever that are like practically AI generated. That they say, like, here are the 6 tower locations.
Oh my god.
And like there'll be like a whole minutes long video about what should be just like a single image because there's like no useful information in it at all.
Oh man. Okay.
So yeah, finding information on Google about how to play a video game it's done. It's over.
Dude, I mean, I will say, I mean, if you recently these days, not to go off on too much of a tangent, it does seem like that's a lot of what it's like now these days. You try to search for something on Google and you can never find what you want to find. You just find a bunch of like useless stuff. It's like, okay, maybe this is what I need. It's like, nope, search engine optimization is just too good for the AI bullshit. I guess
yes. You're gonna have to like scroll past like the first 6 sites, and they're gonna be like shitty content mills like Dexerto or some like generic sounding like Game Pro on web.edu or
right.
I had to carefully dodge like any real publications there. But yeah,
Game Pro is real.
Yeah, bring back GameFAQs, guys. Yeah, like I hate to say it, but like if you want to find out how a thing works in a video game, you're gonna have to like basically add like Reddit or a wiki to your search to get the information you actually need.
Or Reddit or something.
Yeah, I fucking hate Reddit, but but for the most part, there's like a real human being like asking and answering the question you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lemonade too. I think you alluded to this, but yeah, Lemonade, bring back game FAQ guides. I mean, they're still there, aren't they?
Yeah.
It just depends on who. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if many people write guides these days. I imagine somebody does.
Yeah. Balls. Reddit is the new game FAQs. Kinda.
Yeah. Or Discord, which you cannot Google.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been a big problem in the fighting game community is like information is being like pseudo archived on Discord servers rather than like wikis or forums.
Yeah.
So that means you can't Google it. You have to join some fucking Discord.
Yeah.
And like those could disappear at any time. It kind
Sure.
of sucks.
Sure. I mean, hey, that's why we pay the big bucks for the Famicast.com. This is going to be here forever until the domain runs out. Well, it's not like it's not that big of a deal, but like seriously, that's one of the reasons why I try to upkeep the site with Japanese news and just like weird shit like that, because it's like, first of all, I'm interested in it and I want to see some of this stuff. Like, oh, what about that? I remember that. What was up with that? And we can see this. We have an avenue for this to an extent, but I mean, Jesus Christ, I can only type up so much stuff in a week, But
yep. Yeah. So I don't know. Google is dying. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that kind of sums up my feelings on Palworld. I hope they have some cool updates. Like, when you start the game, there's also like the big huge tree you see in the distance.
Okay.
You can't go there.
Okay.
That's not real yet.
Okay. I mean, it's like you did say, this is what's the terminology they use for it? It's not beta, but it's
early access.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, game preview is another thing that I saw as well, like on Xbox.
Oh yeah, that's what it says. Game preview.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Well, I got all the achievements, so more like game in my rear view. Am I right?
Right. Right.
All right. So yeah, it's fun. Invite me to your world.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to try it out at some point, and just we'll see. My world would be very boring and not exciting, not very creative or whatever. My base would be a piece of shit. So look forward to
that. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was, as you may have guessed, Dead by Daylight.
Never would have guessed that. Wow.
Playing Alan Woke, Alan Wank,
right?
Alan Whack. Yeah. So this is like a chapter release without a new killer. Like recently they added Chucky, which is a killer only, so they kind of go together in a sense.
Sure.
So this is actually kind of a big update for DVD. As far as like an update without a new killer or map goes.
Okay.
Some maps recently did get reworked. The classic Dead by Daylight character, the Hillbilly, got a severe rework.
Okay.
And this is gonna turn into kind of a rant at some point, but
of course it usually does. I understand.
So historically, the Hillbilly, he was like kind of the stand-in for Leatherface before they actually added Leatherface to the game. So he's kind of like a high speed, high skill ceiling, all or nothing kind of killer, right? He's got a chainsaw. He can one-shot people with you. He does like this turbo run thing. But like if he hits something, like he's stunned for a long time. And he was in a pretty good shape. He was considered kind of a really good killer. And then there came to a point where they like nerfed him into like being like one of the worst killers in the game. It's like nobody wanted to play as him. It was a nightmare. And I think Leon is still the only character I bought in DVD. That's a good choice.
Thank you. Yeah.
So as time went on, nobody played Hillbilly, and Behavior Interactive, the developer, they're like looking at the statistics and coming along with the, I feel, entirely wrong ideas.
Okay.
Like so there were like two when you play Killer, you can have like two add-on slots that kind of like customize your power a little bit. Like you might boost like this or that, and like people are only really using two add-ons with Hillbilly, and they're like, oh, okay, we're gonna nerf these now. And that was entirely the wrong thing to do, because those are like the only ones that weren't terrible.
Okay.
like the only ones that made him like somewhat viable. So like now I think I have enough thousands of hours in this game where I really want to comment that I really don't think these guys know what they're doing. Like like this is a kind of is something I don't like to do because it can easily be read as scrub quotes.
Sure.
Like the developers are retarded.
Right.
So, but like in this case, I think there's like a problem that's becoming pretty clear is they don't understand how to balance their game. And that's things that every scrub says, but like all the top players are saying it too. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? They do these changes that don't make sense. They make changes I'm guessing are kind of based on statistics where they come along with the wrong conclusions, or they look at like low level play too much.
Sure.
And what ends up happening is they trial and error all their balance changes in the slowest, most painful ways possible over the course of years. And that means the players have to deal with like just really terrible shit for like long periods of time. And yeah, everyone keeps playing because like it's almost kind of like a gotcha effect. Like you don't know what the next match is going to be because so much of the game is also really random.
Sure. Like
the map will be random unless somebody brings a map offering. You don't know who you're going to get matched against. And a lot of the time, like some matches will end up just being really one-sided because of who you get matched with or what map you get. And it's not great, but I feel like it kind of keeps people playing because it's like it is a gotcha effect, really.
Sure.
It's like just one more game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't play much Dead by Daylight, but I'm thinking like back in the early 2000s or whatever, when I was playing like a lot of online PC games, it's always mostly like Counter-Strike or something. It's like, man, it's gonna be different this time. Who knows what we're gonna have next for the stage? Like that type of stuff. But
don't wait, there's more. Anyway, this patch, they have reverted everything bad they've ever done to Billy, and now he's insane.
Okay.
He's fucking bananas.
Okay. Like OP or
yeah.
Okay. Like in a bad way, OP? Like
I think so. I think a lot of people are enjoying seeing him back, but I think it's gonna get real old real quick because like they gave him like the thing, like the one quirk that was actually too strong on him. They gave him that back and a whole bunch of other shit.
Okay.
like he can like really rush people down. Like if he whiffs his chainsaw, he can recover really fast now with the right add-ons, and it's kind of really overwhelming. So I think they're gonna nerf him after a painfully long time.
Another couple of years.
But yeah, right now he might be top 1 right now. He's like bananas.
Wow. Okay.
So what I wanted to get at here is you don't really see this problem so much in fighting games. And I don't think it's because fighting games patch really quickly, because actually they kind of don't. I think the main difference between Dead by Daylight and like reasonably balanced games is they actually don't have anyone on staff who is good at the game.
Okay.
And I think this has been kind of clear over the years where they'll do an event or something and they just you just see a bunch of scrub shit. And what fighting game developers, like the lead developers, they're actually busy working on the game. They don't play a whole lot, but like a lot of them have a lot of experience playing fighting games.
Sure.
And also they hire someone. They fucking hire someone to be a balance expert, somebody with like fucking trophies and shit. And as far as I can tell, nobody at Behavior Interactive has done this. I mean, it is kind of a narrow genre, the asymmetrical horror game, but
Sure. I mean, yeah, it is. I mean, just within the past less than a decade, like this is just exploded. Like you said,
yeah,
it's you said this before too, man, and I absolutely agree. This is the kind of game that like dads, like their kids are just old enough where
yeah,
they can just chill out and play. You
it's
know,
it's Smash Bros for Gen Xers.
pretty much. Yeah.
You know, you got all the horse superstars. While we're still waiting on Jason, hopefully they
Yeah.
narrow down that license sooner or later.
Gangs out here, hillbilly.
But it's like Jesus, just hire like a top competitive player, just one, please. Just like and like a lot of the top players that they've actually gone to for feedback, they say they give them feedback and they ignore it. Like
Great.
like I don't know, it just strikes me as some like really nasty buffoonery, and like I don't know what their motivations are. Like what's going on in their head. It's like, are they thinking we're the game developers so we know best,
Yeah, I could
or
see that.
they just point to the statistics, which is insane to do for the reasons I think I explained previously. Do they just have no clue? Do they not care?
Hmm.
Do they just like double down on making the game more random to like obfuscate like how the balance is?
Hmm.
Who knows? Well, anyway, I'm okay. I just wanted to get that rant off my chest. These,
Sure,
in
man.
terms of
Yeah.
balance, these guys have no fucking idea what they're doing.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, nailing down licenses and putting out regular updates and stuff, they're pretty good at it, and
Mhm.
they've become pretty good at taking care of bugs and shit. But like, it's just like this constant vibe of like they don't understand how the game is actually played.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you think about like Nintendo and stuff like that too, I think that they've gotten better about getting feedback or taking feedback. I think it's because a lot of the old guard is maybe kind of changing, and Nintendo realizes that they have to change too. But
Yeah,
you know, hey, Behavior
let's get some
Interactive, they're
rollback
not.
netcode for Smash 5,
Well,
please.
it's Nintendo. God, there's so many things you could complain about, but I mean, there's a lot of things that they do well too, and it's the same with behavior interactive.
Behavior.
Okay, behavior interactive. It's I mean, it's not can't be that old of a company. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, they put out a few games, but
Okay,
like
okay,
you might even recognize some of them. But like, yeah, like DVD is their big claim to fame.
sure, okay.
They're a bunch of Canadians, by the way.
Oh, okay, okay.
They're funded by the Canadian government.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow,
Well, I
cool.
mean, like every game developer in Quebec is funded by the was it the Canadian Media Fund or
Oh,
whatever
okay.
it's called.
Take
If you've ever seen a game developed in Quebec, there might be like a thing right in the opening copy, like where no, it's crazy. They pay like 40% of developer salaries or something.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, that's why every developer and their grandmas like set up a studio in Canada.
Nice. Okay, I didn't know that. Huh,
I don't know if
interesting.
it's all of Canada or if it's just Quebec, but
Okay. Okay. Because
yeah.
yeah, Ubisoft has. I'm pretty sure they have a Montreal office or something.
Yeah, right.
Makes sense. I mean, French company, Montreal, French speaking. I mean, they can do English too better than most of Americans, I think. But
I don't know, man. I played that. They had a French Canadian guy as a character in was it Far Cry 5 New Dawn, like the kind of follow-up game,
mhm.
and it was like the Frenchiest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Cool.
It was kind of charming. I like that guy.
Okay.
He's like
Okay.
you want to take a ride? How do they say on helicopter? And I'm like, bruh, yeah,
Almost reminds me of like the like Ty, we've talked about this before too, but the cartoon Mask from the 80s. Every
yeah.
character is just a caricature of whatever they're from. I mean, you got the Asian guy whose name is Bruce Sato and he makes fucking toys. Um,
Mamma mia.
yeah, oh my god. But Julio Lopez, he's a race car driver, F1. I mean, like, come on. But anyways,
Nice.
yeah. Cool.
All right, that concludes my DVD rant. I'm grinding on the new achievements.
Okay. Okay.
I'll let you know how it goes.
I think, as JC would say, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that is going to do it for the new business. So we're going to go ahead and move on to a little bit of now playing at the Famicast.com. Now playing at Famicast.com, got a lot of stuff going up on the website, YouTube, Patreon, all that type of stuff. And we're going to update you guys on all of that. In terms of like videos and stuff like that, last week I put out a video about the 25th anniversary Red Wii that came out here in Japan. Of course, that system also came out in North America and Europe and like PAL regions, I believe. So I mean, there's that. But this video is specifically talking about what kind of happened in Japan around that time in 2010 and like all of that. It's kind of a weird thing too, because the Famicast started in like early 2011, so it really wasn't that far off from when we first started. So it was kind of fun going back, researching some stuff for that video. And yeah, so I mean, if you like that type of stuff, check it out. It's pretty cool. Something that's coming up tomorrow. I put together a video about the return of Nintendo Live, the Nintendo event that got canceled earlier or late last year because some nerd decided that he lost at a competition and he threatened like Nintendo employees and other participants or some crap like that. But Nintendo canceled the event and all that stuff. But then they kind of brought it back in the form of like live concerts and merch that they have sold. I'm wearing actually wearing a Nintendo Live 2024 hoodie right now. And anyways, the video kind of highlights all of the stuff that came out in terms of like merch, what's going on with the event and what's going on with all that stuff. Actually, there's a live concert that's going to be going on Friday, February 9th, and also on February 10th. So be sure to check out Nintendo's social media accounts for that stuff if you're interested. In terms of Patreon stuff, me and Ty hopefully are going to be doing Famicast Game Night, and that is coming up on February 17th, Saturday. Not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday after that. If you guys have the time and you're a patron, please join us. It's always fun just getting down, playing some cool games with you guys. I think we're thinking about playing F-Zero, their new update with friends, and like all that type of stuff. So it should be pretty cool. And maybe some Dead by Daylight. I mean, who knows? Quake 2, I hope so, because that's so fun. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. And one thing I wanted to do too, because we haven't really done this in a while, but I really wanted to give a shout out to all of our patrons, people that have been supporting us for a long time and like all of that. And just to kind of run through here, just special thanks to Rich, Chris, Peter, Michael, James Allen, Novocaine, Lemonade, Addison, Trent, Hi Tony, Russ Greeno, Rick Jones, John Cario, Sasha, Carmine, and Scott. Thank you guys so much for your support over the years. We really do appreciate it. This is the only way that we can get Ty to eat anime and drink Game Pass. That's what he's fueled on. So
Yes. Breakfast
you're welcome.
of Champions.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much for that. We really do appreciate that. But yeah, all of this and more. Famicast.com.
.gov.
Exactly. All right, Ty.
Yeah.
It's time of the show for something.
Let's see. JAPANews.
That's right, folks. It's time of the show where we talk about the latest and greatest comings and goings of Japan, Nintendo, and all of that type of stuff in between. Today's helping of JAPANews is really Japanese. There's a lot of Japanese related stuff that we're going to be talking about here. And Ty, would you mind kicking us off with that first bit?
Yeah, we got a new Splatfest coming up for Japan.
Yep.
Let's see. Japan fans in Japan will be getting an exclusive Splatfest featuring the following sweets: Anko, custard, or whipped cream. All right. Choose your side. Fight to the death in this culture war.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So this starts on Friday, February 17th.
Mm-hmm.
And,
that should be Saturday. Excuse me. I must have wrote that down.
Oh, that's
wrong.
a Saturday?
Yep,
Damn.
it's a Saturday. I'm a dumbass.
That's crazy, dog.
Yeah.
All right. So week before on February 9th, which is actually Friday, right?
Yep. This
Uh,
coming Friday. Yes.
we got more 7-Eleven goods.
Yes.
You're gonna buy all of them, aren't you?
Dude, okay. Man, there's so much stuff. Like they're doing Ichiban Kuji lottery, like the stuff where you it's a gotcha, but essentially you pay like
Yeah.
700 yen for a ticket and you get a random prize. There's a bunch of cool stuff, but man, I did that in like late 2022. I think I got almost everything. I got most of the big prizes, but yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do it this time. It's
Nice.
kind of expensive and I run out of place to put shit real quick. So
Yeah. So in some of these convenience stores, they'll have like a whole display of all the weeb shit, like right in the front, like it's my house.
yeah, yes, I've
And
seen it.
yeah, and you'll see some cool stuff sometimes.
Yeah,
I usually don't play them, but
yeah.
there was one I played a few times years and years ago. There was like a Fist of the North Star one.
Oh, cool.
I got a bunch of clear files, and I got a towel with the famous catchphrases on it.
Nice, nice.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys do want to take a look at like at all of the prizes for like the lottery and stuff like that, I mean, check out the website. We have an article about that. Actually, another cool thing that they're doing as well. There's a Splatfest, and in the Splatfest they have T-shirts that you can wear in the game. They're actually selling these for real online on My Nintendo, and I think that I might be selling them too at the Nintendo Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto stores. So you can do this. And one thing just to kind of reiterate here too, this Splatfest is Japan exclusive. I mean, it's featuring a lot of, well, the first snack, Anko, like, the red bean paste. Like the question is like, which do you like best? Anko, this bean paste, custard cream, or whipped cream? And yeah, I mean, that's really common stuff that you can find in Japanese sweets, and Anko especially very Japanese. But yeah, you can actually buy these shirts directly from Nintendo, which is really cool. Like in the West, the Splatfest that they're doing, it's kind of lame. It's like, what's your favorite day of the weekend? Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? And it's like, really? That's all you guys could come up with? Like, it's kind of lame. But yeah. Anyways, I thought that was pretty cool. Again, this is like the second Japan exclusive Splatfest that they've done since the game released. Kind of weird, but hey, the last one was also about like some kind of Japanese sweets too. So maybe they're obsessed with that or something. So, but you can play this Splatfest. It's just all going to be in Japanese, I think. So I don't remember how to go ahead and set that up because I haven't played a Splatfest in a long time, but if you're a Splatoon 3 fan, you could potentially check this out. So, yep.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That stuff looks pretty neat. I might play it once or twice.
Yeah. I mean, they always have like some pretty cool stuff. There's like an alarm clock as like the top prize. And I think it said it has like music from basically like when Judd and Little Judd, the little cat guys, are like, giving the winner or the loser at the end of the match. It's like that type of a deal, that's pretty cool. But yeah, if you want to take a look at all the prizes, we got everything like high resolution as they can get directly from Nintendo. You can check it out on the website. But
Sick.
Yeah, another thing that actually obviously happened here very recently as well is the Nintendo financials. This just dropped yesterday, and there were some pretty interesting little bits that came about with that. Just to kind of run through a couple of things here. I'm trying to think what I wanted to. I think the thing that really kind of surprised me the most was how well Super Mario RPG did. Like I had no idea how well it would sell, and it actually did quite well. It sold 3.14 million units worldwide, which was pretty surprising. Of course, and the sales numbers here too. This is for a quarter 1 to quarter 3 of the 2024 fiscal year, which means that's from April 1st, 2023 until December 31st, 2023. So there's going to be one more of these that they're going to have coming in May, and that'll be for the whole, basically the past fiscal year. But yeah, of course, Tears of the Kingdom is killing it, like over 20 million. Super Mario Brothers Wonder also got off to a really good start, nearly 12 million. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, doing well too. It's over 60 million. Like almost half of people that own Switches own this game, which is insane. Pikmin 4 is still going strong as well, 3.33 million. And then yeah, some other stuff too. Nintendo Switch Sports still pretty strong. Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Smash Brothers Ultimate, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet getting near 25 million. Mario Parties. Splatoon 3 kind of dropped off here recently, though. I mean, it is over like 11 million, almost up to 12. But yeah. One other kind of cool thing that came out of this as well is the Nintendo hardware. So, I mean, just within the past like 3 quarters, the Switch sold through like roughly like almost 14 million units. So that brings up like the life to date to 139.36 million. Pretty freaking crazy. But one of the other crazy things about this is that it actually propelled Nintendo, the Switch, to be the best-selling console of all time in Japan, which is pretty nuts. And I have some data here I'll share in just a second, but let's see here. So there's a really great website that has a lot of like sales data. I mean, it literally just is all about collecting game sales data for the Japan region and stuff like that. And right now, as it stands, like the Switch is the highest selling console of all time in Japan, 33.34 million, just beat out the original DS, or like all the models, which is 32.88. And then the Game Boy, all models, 32.48, followed by 3DS and PS2. So it's pretty crazy. Their website as well, they have like a list of everything down to like Neo Geo Pocket Color and other like weird shit like that, Wonder Swan. Nice. So if that's something that like you're interested in terms of like sales numbers and stuff, I was kind of just spending a lot of time just kind of pouring through there. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm trying to like make an agenda or like make an article for this or something. And yeah, that's where we are. But yeah, a couple other things that came out of like the financial briefing and stuff like that. I think today they released like the Q&A session, and people obviously are asking, what about the next console and like all this type of stuff. And Nintendo is just basically giving non-answers, saying like, we're not working on another system, and we're not saying it won't come out in the next fiscal year. But I mean, it's just typical company PR type of stuff. So I don't think we're going to see anything about that. Well, from this financial briefing, it's possible we could see this in a Nintendo Direct or maybe a little bit later in the year, but it's just we're just going to have to wait and see, I think. So,
yep.
Yeah. Anyways, I always enjoy the financial talk. I know it's kind of boring to some people, I think, but I think it's just kind of interesting. So
I think they'll make an announcement around spring or, the summer traditional E3 time.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, man, because, when the Switch came out, that came out in March. And I think that was a really good time for them to release a console, because it's not during like the holiday rush where everybody's buying stuff, which I mean, obviously that's good and bad at the same time, because I think as a consumer, there are more people like vying to try to get this shit, as opposed to like a weird time like March where, it's just not a typical time for hardware to be released. So
right.
I don't know, man. I hope that whatever new iteration of Switch or successor or whatever comes out, I hope they release it at some oddball time like that, so it'll be easier for me to get it. So
cool.
Yeah. Anyway, Ty, there was one other bit of news here. Again, very much so related to Japan.
Oh yeah, we got like Nintendo Live 2024 rose from the ashes. 3 Japanese Nintendo tournaments are also making a comeback after being canceled in December. See, we got Splatoon Championship, Hoshien Championship, which develops the best Splatoon players in Japan, March 30 and 31st. The following month, winners will be able to attend the Splatoon 3 World Championship on April 13th and 14th. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe World Championship will also be the same weekend in April.
Yeah, so the thing with this is similar to the Nintendo Live. I mean, these tournaments were essentially postponed. Especially the first thing was some dickhead was talking about, hurting Nintendo employees or participants in this Splatoon Koshien tournament in Japan. And that's what caused Nintendo Live to be postponed, because they were going to have the finals like at Nintendo Live, where people that went to Nintendo Live can actually sit down and watch people play, like on the stage and stuff like that. The Koshien thing was supposed to take place in December. It's deciding like, the champion of Japan, and then they would go on to the World Championship. So I was really glad to see that Nintendo is continuing this. Not only this, but also too, like we talked about just a little bit earlier, the stuff with Nintendo Live, the concerts, and even the merch, and like all that type of stuff too, which is cool for some nerds, I guess, especially me. But yeah, I'm really glad that they were able to do this still, and not just go away completely. And Lemonade. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ty.
Oh no, I didn't say anything. I was just agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Lemonade 2, he says, hey, at PAX Australia last year, I saw the Splatoon and Mario Kart Championship where the winners were supposed to be going to Japan. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There were, here in Japan too, for Mario Kart and Splatoon, there were tournaments all throughout 2023 deciding this, leading up to this stuff too. So I think for those players, it had to have been really disappointing just to have all of a sudden that taken away from you because of this. But, I get it, man. Like, Nintendo's a really cautious company. So I could understand them taking threats even from some lunatic who may never leave his house or something. They're taking this shit seriously, because if they said, oh, who cares, nothing's going to happen, and then they have the event and something does happen, I mean, Nintendo's in the news for all the wrong reasons. So yeah. Anyways, like, yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because there are people that are going to be at these tournaments and playing and stuff like that, but you cannot watch like in the crowd or anything like that, as far as I know. So like the World Championships are going to be broadcast on YouTube and Nico Video. But yeah, I'm not sure about the Splatoon Koshien one, if that's something that you were really hoping to check out. But
that's right before Evo Japan as well. That's into April.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I bet. Yeah, Nintendo probably kind of strategically thought about that. It was like, let's do it at the end of April. Like, oh shit, let's not. So, yeah, probably trying to be a little bit strategic about that.
Well, I don't know if like the people involved would overlap that much, but yeah.
True. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. That's pretty much it for the JAPANews today. Like I said, it's a little bit light, but very Japanese. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Of course, if a Nintendo Direct news thing drops while we're doing the show, we'll be sure to talk about that. But in the meantime, I'm going to pass it over to Ty for a little bit of anime trash.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. Let me get it. Okay, sure. So I play UFO catchers every day. I get stuff. So I scheduled like a bunch of deliveries over the weekend, and this is the only one that got here in time today for the show. So I'm opening a solitary box, the smallest anime trash ever, I think.
Yeah, think of one that was this small. This must have been a long time, actually.
All right, so this is from Toreba. Recently I have reactivated my Molly Online daily free tickets. I put in some money. So I might be getting a whole bunch of stuff from them real soon. Let's see. Yes, it's finally here. All right. Yes, check this shit out.
Oh, okay, you got that guy.
I mean, it's not just the guy.
So for the audio viewers, what are you holding in your hands now?
It's the puppy from Chainsaw Man. It's a hat.
It's a hat now.
Yeah. It's so cute.
Yeah, the orange cute dog with a chainsaw coming out of his head, just like Chainsaw Man. Perfect.
It's pretty good. If you're not on the video version, you're missing out.
Yeah, exactly.
I've slapped it right on my head.
Yes, almost like that wig that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Christopher Volok in the chat. He's sounding off. He's like, "Yo, I love that dog." Yeah,
I love funny dog. Yeah. Do I have my big one back here that I won offline? I do.
Yeah. While you're getting that, actually, Chris Christopher also said, I love how you see all this little bit of anime stuff he's got going on behind him. Just a little bit of stuff.
A little bit of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Please get it out of my house. I need to start selling this stuff like pronto.
Right.
Like, I don't know, should I just like make it like a storefront or something?
Might as well. I don't know how your
Yeah.
apartment, how your landlord or whatever would feel about it, but
Well, I mean like an online storefront, but yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so here's my big one that I got in Akihabara.
Right.
Yeah, it's great. I love him. So there was one more thing in that anime trash box. You'll never guess.
I probably won't.
Actually, you probably will. Let's see.
Okay.
It's another horse girl.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I saw an easy setup. I went for it, and now I have another horse. Or I guess is this her name? Aishin Flash? I don't know. One of my coworkers knows all of them. And
Really?
I'm like, yeah,
Japanese or
Japanese,
expat?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, that's her. This is Aishin Flash. That's her name. It's a
Sure.
real horse. I'm pretty sure.
Uh,
That's how it works. These are all real horses at the horse races, like who have been transformed into anime girls.
Right. Perfect.
Yep. Now available in anime and gacha game form.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I think that's a pretty decent haul, even though short and sweet.
One box, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have so much more. It's just in the mail.
Yeah. I get it, man. Cool. Well, now you have to wear that hat every single episode and the wig underneath it, if you don't mind.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Wonder any other wearable stuff I've gotten over the years.
I don't doubt it. It's probably buried back there somewhere. But
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Easter's coming up. I have to get the little fluffy bunny hat that I got. I don't know if you remember that one, but it was pretty charming.
That's right. Anime trash short and sweet does not compute.
Yeah, I would love to drag this stuff out longer, but I only had the one box today.
Right.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at just Ty's apartment, I mean, yeah, obviously it is for the best, but yeah, God help him.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, just kind of moving along here. That's going to do it for the anime trash. Next, we're going to go ahead and move on to a little bit of feedback from you guys. So if you guys have any feedback, questions, comments, anything like that, you can always hit us up a lot of different ways. You can hit us up via email, thefamicast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on social media, that being Twitter or Blue Sky. We're at the Famicast, and you can have your stuff read out on the air like these guys. Today, actually, I had some comments just from YouTube from a lot of you guys that we just haven't been able to get to for the past while, at least not as much as I had wanted to. And I wanted to, because I knew this was going to be a little bit of a, there was going to be a little bit more time for this type of stuff in this episode. So I wanted to make sure we gave that some a proper amount of time this week. So first comment here is actually from, oh my God, from Rock. Yeah. Last episode, Famicast 261, talking about Palworld. And he went on to say, yeah, I also don't care about Palworld being like Pokemon. The scary part is how most of it was made with AI. Good by game artist jobs, and it's proven that 99% can't be done without them. I don't know, Ty, like, have you been getting in on like this discourse with Palworld, and is it creative AI? Is this just an assumption? Is this actually true?
I haven't read anything firsthand, but my best knowledge is the company president is like kind of an enthusiast of AI, but actually didn't really use much AI in this game.
Okay.
Which kind of makes sense if you've seen any of the creature pathing.
Okay. I think, looking at it from just the outside, like we said too, just with the image that this is just Pokemon with guns, I think there's maybe a little bit more to it than that. Maybe with that too. I mean, yeah, obviously some of this stuff is very very generously borrowing from other popular cute characters, Totoro, Pokemon, like all sorts of stuff like that, but kind of making it their own in a way, I guess. But yeah, dude, there was an interesting bit of news that actually JC he messaged me about and this has been kind of making the rounds on social media and stuff like that, but a lot of Japanese talents, agencies are telling their stars and stuff like that, like, hey, don't talk about Palworld on social media. We don't want to ruin our relationship with like the Pokemon company. Seems a little bit much to me, because when something's like a big hit, then you got people want to try this stuff out. It's the same with like Suika game and stuff like that. People just want to see what all the hubbub's about. And I think even though some of these guys are like, big stars or not so big stars, they want to try this stuff out too. But to kind of censor them about that, I mean, I get it to an extent, because you don't want to mess up some kind of a relationship based on that type of thing. I mean, Pokemon's an established franchise. I don't think that's going away anytime soon. So I could see some kind of trepidation, but I don't know. It seems like a little bit much to me. But yeah. Anyway, moving on, there were a couple other comments on the, I mentioned too that I had a video about a red Wii and that Mario's 25th anniversary. And Russ made a couple of comments on there too. He said, I remember being tempted by the lime green Wii. It would have been a hard choice to choose a color had they launched all those. So if you remember, Ty, like before they actually released the Wii, they showed like the console off in like a bunch of different colors. It was like, white and black, and then that red, but they also had a silver one, like this lime green one. And
yeah, they did the same thing with the GameCube as well. They showed a bunch of colors, but never released all of them.
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing, man, I mean, I have all of the GameCube mainline colors, which is totally awesome. But yeah, the Wii, it was just a different story. Part of it, because I think just because how well it sold out of the gate, Nintendo didn't want to bother making a bunch of different SKUs, probably kind of screw up the manufacturing or whatever. But yeah, I was a little disappointed some of those other colors didn't make it out commercially. But yeah, another thing too, okay, I won't say that comic. That's something, if you check out the video, maybe it's something about it's a game that is on that Wii, the Japanese version, which is actually kind of interesting. But in the video too, there's some footage of like, the Wii menus and stuff like that. And Lemonade went on to say like, hey, seeing that Wii menu again reminds me how much personality Nintendo consoles once had. And yeah, if you think about the Switch, kind of how things are now, it is very vanilla, but at the same time, things are super snappy. If you go to like 3DS, Wii U, and then of course the Wii, like he just said, I mean, there is like, it really does have some personality. Nintendo was really just kind of like doing their own thing. It was just kind of like I don't know, just really cool, kind of friendly graphics and stuff like that, kind of inviting, unique. Whereas now it's just not. On the flip side, when going back to like 3DS, especially the 3DS, when you start applying a bunch of different themes and a bunch of different stuff like that, man, oh man, that thing really starts to slow down on like the home menu and like all that type of shit, which is kind of annoying. And like, I mean, Ty, being an Xbox guy, have you been pretty satisfied with Microsoft's trajectory over the years with the changes of their UI?
Oh yeah, like I think Xbox One has like hands down the best UI.
Yeah. I do quite like, the Series S, UI and stuff like that. It's easy to understand. It's not bad. I do find it kind of annoying on the Series S that they show like all your most recently open things, and that can even kind of go to like, settings and all sorts of shit like that, which is kind of annoying, especially been monkeying around with all that type of shit. But, minor complaint, I suppose. But
it shows the things you've been using recently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you play like a shitload of games, I guess. So yeah. But anyway, yeah. So those are just some comments I kind of wanted to highlight. Thank you guys for that. We really appreciate that. Yeah. Cool.
Cool beans.
Yeah. Lemonade too. He said, hey, I like the previous Xbox home screen more than the current one. Okay. Because like, yeah, I I didn't have an Xbox One, so I think I've only played it a handful of times, and it was ties. Maybe like here at my house or something like that. So I don't have too much experience with that. Yeah, Christopher mentioned talking about the Wii U one here. He said, I always felt the Wii U was a console that Nintendo went all out with, with that said personality. Well, it didn't really work out as planned for them, and conservative-leaning Japan or conservative-leaning Nintendo pulled back. Yeah, I think so too. The Wii U was unique in a lot of ways, but I think it was, as I think a lot of you guys out there can agree, just a confusing marketing mess. Nobody, like moms and dads, didn't know if it was an add-on for the Wii. It was just a weird type of thing. But yeah, I mean, Lemonade says this too. I love the Wii. Me too. I absolutely love that system. I played the hell out of that thing. A lot of really great games. I'm glad that a lot of them have gotten new life again on Switch. I think that's awesome. It's just a lot of weird things with that Nintendo just wasn't clear on. Make it clear to like fans, not fans, but like just consumers, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, now that is going to do it for the feedback. And actually, that's going to do it for the show as well. Like I said, I know it's a little bit of a short one today, but sometimes just have it like this. That's just the way she goes.
Week.
Yeah, one of those weeks. I would honestly think that unless they announce a Nintendo Direct in like the next 10 minutes for tomorrow, probably can expect one maybe next week. I'd say maybe next Wednesday. That's my guess if it doesn't happen tomorrow. But yeah, anyways, if you guys want to follow us on social media, you absolutely can. You can follow me at DannyBiv, DANNYBIV. Ty, where can the fine folks find you?
Super Cat Drugs and everything. We still have Johnny Metz down here from last week.
I was just about to bring that up too. Yeah, a lot of you guys were commenting on like, Johnny coming on the show and stuff like that too. I was really glad that he was able to. I think JC kind of nudged him into doing it, but obviously thanks to JC for that, and thanks to Johnny for coming on. That was super fun having him on the show. Hope you guys really like that. Hoping to have maybe a couple guests coming on kind of soon, not like soon, but in the near future, to talk about some games that maybe Ty and I wouldn't normally talk about. So look forward to that. If you're a patron, we have game night coming up here pretty soon as well. Hope you guys are looking forward to that. I think me and Ty are. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, anyways, that is going to do it for Famicast 262. Again, thank you guys so much for signing off in the comments, live, and like all that type of stuff. Of course, Ty, as always, thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, what's good?
Yep.
My pleasure.
Yeah. And we will catch you guys next time. Peace.
Late.